Am I good? I talk to this level. Higher.
Higher.
Alright.
Well, you gotta hear me. Alright. Wait on. Yo, what's going on, man? Good morning. We here 2018 for another episode of Rap About TV, the group chat. And this morning we have a special guest with us, Nichelle J.
What's up? What up?
Blogger, actress, songwriter. What's going on? How you doing this morning?
Yeah, I'm totally excited to be here. So thank you for having me.
Long time coming. So, real quick, just for everyone in here, tell them a little bit about your path now as a blogger.
Okay.
I know you had a job with BT.
I've done TV One, NBC News. I'm now a freelancer for ABC News.
ABC News. And so tell them a little bit about the backstory, because I know when we met, man, we was talking and we had that do for self conversation. And you quit your job and got to hit the ground running.
Okay. So a little bit about my background. I am originally from New Orleans, and I moved to Cleveland, Ohio after Hurricane Katrina. There, working hard, dealing with like a lot of family stuff. And I just had an epiphany one day when I was working for Sally Mae, of all people, okay? But so I was sitting there working for Sally Mae, and I had an epiphany. I'm like, I need to get the fuck out of here. Like, I want to move to DC. So I called my dad up. He's like, you should definitely do it. So I came to DC, came here, hadn't even graduated high school by the time that I left Ohio, So I moved here. First thing I did was got a GED. And I just out networking with people, connecting with people, and I'm like, I want to be a journalist. And it took me a while to figure out what I wanted to do, but I'm so happy I had that time in between high school and working to figure out what my passion is. And the crazy thing about it was, my mom, she has bipolar disorder, so I will always have to write her letters, because in down south, y'all don't know, like, children should be seen and not heard, so I always had to write her letters to get my point across. So the fact that I'm like, oh my gosh, I want to be a journalist, my life had prepared me for that. So came up here, started meeting with people, started taking college courses at a community college, and I got a job at NBC. Started in the mailroom, but I'm like, I just want my foot in the door, Got,
so that was an intern. It was you just got.
I started in the mailroom, and my friends like, why the fuck you want to work in a mailroom? You can do this, because I'm like, I just want my foot in the door, I want some way to be in there. Got into Georgetown University and moved up at NBC. So I became a PA, which is a production assistant, doing everything that they don't want to do, writing stories, finding articles, doing news briefs. And what I learned working in corporate is that it's very easy for you to get typecasted, and they saw me as the girl that only had a GED, and started in the mailroom, so they didn't respect me. And I left. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna make my own thing. I'm gonna do what I want to do, and I'm getting the fuck out of here. And people are very, they're like, oh, you at NBC, you there? You gotta stay there for 20 years. This your career. And I'm like, nah, y'all trying to sell me a dream that I'm not really like fucking with, So I left, and I've been freelancing ever since, and then I started my own blog.
Definitely. So tell me about that blog you got going on, man. I see you out here, you're moving, you're making contacts, man. You're doing what you're doing. So you see what I'm saying? So you got witnesses in here. So tell me more, about that journey, a little bit more about your blog.
Okay, so the blog is called Sip and Tip Talk. I actually came up with the name just sitting in the living room with my friends, because that's all we do is sip and tip and talk about life issues, and share our stories with each other. And basically it's a lifestyle blog, and we share daily tips with you that you can, hopefully talk to your friends about, and something that will create a conversation.
All right, so y'all have discussions, like, is it like more of a girl group chat thing, or?
Okay, so let me tell y'all, my friends, they say I'm not girly enough, so it's not, and I'm very, I'm multidimensional, so I don't like to just talk about dudes. It gets on my damn nerves. I don't really give a shit that much, I'm trying to talk about how I can, what's the saying, what did you bring to the table? I am the table.
Yeah.
I'm trying to bring the whole house.
Yeah.
And then you might be able to move in if I'm feeling like it. You know,
Right.
we talk about political things. We talk about fitness, health, wealth, spirituality. That's very big to me. How do I have a spiritual foundation to continue to do what I want to do? So it's more than just female talk.
Right. So you're gonna fit in great then, because after we get back, we're gonna dive into what's going on, been happening with, we got H&M, that controversy. We got Trump yet again. And a couple of other topics. So yeah, when we get back, we're gonna dive into that and get a little deeper. Rap About TV. What's going on, Keith?
It tastes like you're recording.
No, I was, one of my friends asked me to be on their podcast.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a whole nother world right there. I'm not ready.
So it's a website?
Yes, it's a website.
It's sipandtip.com?
Sipandtiptalk.com. You said it's stopped there?
Yeah.
Like the recording?
Yeah.
So sometimes they do that. It does not, which is normal, but you can rearrange stuff.
Wish I could stay in there.
Did she have a movie on?
I just recorded. Yeah, we do, Oh, all right.
One question.
Yeah, I just kind of seen that.
You don't want to, the question is, in terms of the blogging game, like what are the people who are interested in coming into it? Like, you recommend it?
Okay.
How do you navigate the blogging?
Okay, yeah. So we record, so you can answer that right now. So yeah, how do you navigate in that blogger world? Is your question? How do you navigate?
Okay. I would definitely say for anybody that's interested in being a blogger, do your research. It's a lot more work that goes into it than you think. I literally took a year before I left my job. I'm like, this is what I want to do. I set a date for myself, and I took a year to do my research. You have to invest in yourself, number one. Buying editing equipment, and I'm the type of person too. I believe I'm a mini Oprah because I like to know every aspect of what it is that I'm doing, because I don't let people tell me what can't be done, you know? So if you take the time to learn every aspect, like editing, find people who are editing. I found somebody, he won 3 Oscars from editing, you know, and he taught me how to edit. And he pushed me. He's like, listen, you need to touch it every day. Find somebody. From NBC, from NBC. So, but there's other people out there. Put an ad on Craigslist. Put an ad on Craigslist. People are willing to teach you, you know, and people are willing to bargain and negotiate with you as well, you know. Like if you're a good writer, say, hey, I'm looking for an editor, but I can write this for you. Just literally take a year. You have to invest in yourself. What I did was to buy my equipment. I have 2 cameras, one $1,200, one $700. I have audio equipment. I have editing equipment. So what I did every paycheck, and it doesn't cost a lot. I took $75 out of every paycheck put it into a savings account to invest in my equipment. My lights and stuff like that, $75. Like, it's not expensive, but you have to do your research to figure out where you can get those discounts.
That's a real boss move. Real bosses put up their own money. I always say that, man. That's a real boss move. Lastly, about this, do you come across any politics being a female in this? Have you come across any yet?
Yes. Oh my gosh, because everyone, and I like to like dress up, you know, I like to accentuate what I have, you know. So everybody feels like, oh, I'm gonna do it for you for free, but you gotta do this for me. No. I can give you my money and we can keep it business, you know. Yes, a lot of politics, but you have to. And my friends, and maybe this is just from my background too, a lot of people, they say that I think like a man, which is probably isn't true because I'm sensitive too. You know, I'm a sensitive thug. But I know how to talk across all mediums, you know, and I learned that from my job. I'm gonna talk to the janitor just like I talk to the GM, you know. I crashed the NBC holiday party this past Christmas and she didn't even know I left, you know. So you have to be able to know how to talk to people and tell them what you want and be straight up about it and be unapologetic, you know.
Where's that Louisiana accent?
Funny story. So if I get mad enough, you'll hear it. But my mom actually put me in speech classes when I moved to Cleveland because we were being bullied, and I used to be very. I didn't say a lot. I was very like shy, and I would be like no, you know, and people would be cracking up. So my mom put us in speech classes, which was the best thing she could ever do. I talked to my mama, which is grandmother down in New Orleans. She was like, "Girl, that voice sounded good, baby."
Hey, that's funny. Hey, before we go on to the next, just let the people know where they can find you. Give them all your handles and everything.
Okay.
Just real quick.
All right, so you can find me on Instagram at Nichelle. It's like Michelle, but with an N. Nichelle J. Wright. That's WRITES. You can also follow my blog on Instagram, which is Sip and Tip Talk. And you can follow my website as well. Please subscribe. It's sipandtiptalk.com.
Bet. Hey, when we get back, let's dig into some H&M controversy.